Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called King Charles III Net Worth and Income Streams, a breakdown. So do I even want to know like how much money the king has? I don't know, I think it's going to make me a little upset. But let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe.
The Bank of England may have been busy printing money with King Charles III's face on it, but little is known about how much money he makes.
Oh, they don't know?
How much he's worth.
Okay.
He's inherited land.
I thought because it was always he's a public, I was going to say public figure, but it's more than a public figure. Like, he lives for, like, the actual country. Like, shouldn't this things, like, be public record? And, like, does he earn, I don't know, does he have an allowance? Does he have a salary? But I would guess, like, everyone knows, like, the money because, I don't know, like, we're paying for it, right? I mean, the taxpayers are paying for this.
And properties and other items from Queen Elizabeth II. And one estimate suggests his fortune is some £745 million.
Okay.
But a lack of transparency from...
Crazy for me to say, but I think I was expecting it to be bigger because he's a king, right? He's a king of England, so I was expecting like it was in the billions. But it's a lack of transparency.
The royals makes it difficult to determine exactly how
Can they do that? Can they lack transparency? I did not know that you could do this being a king and a queen.
Here's what we do know about his sources of income and what it all adds up to.
And the sources of income aren't the taxpayers.
Charles has always had something of an entrepreneurial spirit. In 1990...
Hold on. Can't you, like, actually be an like, can't you have other things, private things, like being a king? Because shouldn't you serve, like, the country? Like, you can't have, like, a company? That seems like, I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. It's a conflict of interest.
He launched his Duchy Originals range of organic oat biscuits,
You can do this?
which later expanded to other products made on the prince's estate. Those products were eventually sold exclusively in British supermarket Waitrose as part of a partnership deal.
That's crazy. And the fact that, and doesn't he give like that money to charity or something?
The brand reported profits of over $4 million last year, all of which was donated to the Prince of Wales's charity.
Exactly, that's what I would expect.
As the Prince of Wales and heir to the throne, Charles also controlled the Duchy of Cornwall, an estate with net assets of $1.3 billion.
Okay, this is more like it.
Which
Yeah.
covers almost 130,000
In the billions,
acres of
yeah.
land across England. Its net assets have increased in value by 44% since 2012, with Charles seeing his income from the estate increase 25%.
Oh my god, okay, so he's getting richer.
He raked in $28.3 million last year, mostly through rent from commercial and residential properties.
Rent? Do you have to pay rent to the King of England? That seems like not right.
Now that Charles is king, the Duchy of Cornwall, along with its multi-million-dollar income, goes to his eldest son, William.
Okay, it's the same
succeeds
thing.
me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall,
So like your landlord is the prince? That again doesn't seem right to me.
which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades.
Okay, a long time.
But that hardly leaves the king destitute.
Of
Charles
course.
inherited the Duchy of Lancaster from his mother, worth around $800 million.
Okay, that's
It
a lot of
consists
money.
of more than 45,000 acres of commercial, agricultural and residential
They have so
properties
much
in
land.
England and Wales, and provides a private income.
But it's to be expected, right? Like they're the king and queen, like whatever. Of course they own like half the land in England, probably belongs to them.
The late Queen earned $29.7 million from it.
Just
last
from
year.
that.
And there's nothing to suggest her son won't take home a similar amount.
Of course.
He also doesn't have to pay any taxes on duchy revenue, though he will follow in the Queen's footsteps and opt to pay income tax. After
Okay, I have so many questions about this. Like, do they have to pay taxes? Apparently not, you're exempt. But like, again, isn't that, I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me.
deducting money spent on official duties. But the Duchy of Lancaster isn't the monarch's only source of income.
They have like
or even
several
their most valuable.
sources.
A large amount of King Charles's income derives from something called the sovereign grant. Here's how that works. In the 1700s, the monarchy handed over revenues from swathes of land to the government, known as the Crown Estate. These days, the Crown Estate makes money on a range of assets, from retail property to golf courses and even offshore wind farms.
Okay.
Those assets are valued at around $20 billion.
Oh my god, okay.
I take this opportunity to continue the tradition of surrendering the hereditary revenues, including the Crown Estate, to my government for the benefit of all, in return for the sovereign grant.
Every year, the government pays a percentage of the profits made on those assets back to the monarchy. Last
Okay,
year,
but
it
how
totaled
much?
more than $106 million. That was used to fund the Queen's official duties and maintain royal residencies, including Buckingham Palace, which is kept in a trust for the reigning monarch.
That
the
seems
King
right.
does not personally own the properties making up the Crown estate and can't sell them for his own
Of course,
financial
because
gain.
they belong to like the country. They don't belong to you. Like if the king or the queen like changes, the actual like the Buckingham Palace and all of that, all those things like belong to the country. Like you don't actually own them, but you have to maintain them, right?
Unlike the two properties we know he inherited from his mother.
Oh, because those are
Sandringham House
personal.
in Norfolk and Balmoral Castle in Scotland, which has been in the royal family since 1852.
The 80,000-acre preserve in the Scottish Highlands has since been the holiday retreat for Britain's ruling families.
I wonder if you can sell those.
The two estates passed from monarch to monarch until Edward VIII's abdication in 1936, when a financial settlement saw them transferred to his brother and Charles's grandfather, George VI. Each was valued between $66 and $79 million by
That's
one
a lot
royal
of
expert.
money.
Although a potential market price for this kind of asset is difficult to determine. Last year, a cottage on the Sandringham estate was made available on Airbnb as a holiday rental by Norfolk Hideaways. Visitors can book the garden house for just over $1,000 per night. Norfolk Hideaways couldn't say how much of any revenue from the listing went back to the royal family. The Balmoral estate in Scotland also rents out.
I don't like this. I think like this seems like again doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't seem right to me that they have to like you have to pay the king. Like what? Why? We're not in the 1500s. Like again, you're paying taxes. That should be enough.
Cottages, in addition to selling ticketed tours. The king could also
I agree with the
inherit
tours.
Queen Elizabeth's personal investment portfolio,
Oh, you
the
can
value
do
of
that?
which is undisclosed. The palace
they're
won't
so
comment
rich.
on the monarch's wealth or the contents of wills. They say it's a private matter. We do know that Charles paid no inheritance tax on any of the assets passed to him by the Queen. But unlike other UK citizens, royal family members don't have to make their wills public. This means we can't determine what Charles inherited from his mother
Yeah, of course,
or
the
father,
privilege.
Prince Philip, so we may never know what he's truly
Oh my god. Okay, this was a crazy video. I have like so many questions about this. What I mean, like, it doesn't seem right. It's because again, shouldn't maybe like the king in this case, like I get it. He's the king, the royal family. I'm expecting them to have like so much money, of course. Like that's why they're like kings and queens. But at the same time, to look at it like in this sort of like way, in this modern sort of like era of yeah, sure, like we have the king and we have the queen and this is what they're doing. Like I don't know, like it doesn't seem right. Like there's a lot of things that I thought previous to this video they were like illegal. I think to begin with, I didn't know. I know that they had like private residencies, but can't you actually buy something like if I like a house? If I'm the queen, can I buy a house, or like a princess? Can I buy a house without like no one's gonna ask me like, wait, do you have to pay taxes? Like apparently no. Well, on inheritance, like you don't have to pay taxes if you're in the royal family. But if I want to buy something, if I want to buy a piece of land, a house, something, should I, like, where does the money come from? Like, I can't use, like, the taxpayers, like, money, right? Because it should be something that I kind of own, but maybe not really. Because, again, who's maintaining, like, where's the actually, like, money, like where's the money coming from? Like who's supporting them? That's like not even this. Like I want to know who's supporting them. Like who pays for the daily expenses of the royal family? If like who pays for like obviously they have to maintain. I don't know where they live. Do they live? I think it's Kensington, right? They don't live in Buckingham. But obviously maintaining the Buckingham Palace. Of course, I understand all those residencies and all those palaces. It costs a lot of money. They're like really old residencies. They're huge. Of course, I wholeheartedly support and agree that they should be preserved. So of course you have to put money to actually like preserve them and to maintain them. So I think that apparently, yes, that's the taxpayers like go towards that, which I think no one's gonna like bat an eye because yes, of course, those residencies should be obviously maintained. At least I know that I wouldn't care. However, when it comes to like, okay, but like who's funding like their lifestyle? Like obviously it's the taxpayers, right? But I'm surprised by the fact that they apparently like they have like private dealings. It's like, wait, they have private dealings? Like can't you do that? Apparently they have like an investment portfolio. He also has like the whole company, like he has a company and he sells, like I don't understand what he was selling. It's something organic, I can't remember. But he was like selling something. He has a company. apparently, okay, no, the proceeds of that go to charity, but he just like the charity is his own charity, so I don't understand how that works. It's like, okay, but it's your own charity. I don't know, like, do they get audited? Like, is it like, I don't know, should they? I don't know. I'm maybe like throwing like baseless accusations here, but I don't know. It's kind of like, it's a little like, I don't know, interesting, right? Like, where's the money like going from this, like this foundation? Like, okay, can I see like where the money that you donated, that the money that you earn and donated, like where's that money? Like, do they just, I don't know what the actual, like the whole charity, like what is it, like for to like build schools? I don't know, like what is it, like do they actually build the schools? I don't know. I think I'm a little, I don't know, shell-shocked by that situation. The investment portfolio, I think, again, they're so private because they're like, no, it's private, you can't know this, but I'm like, I don't know, that seems illegal to me, because how are you, because you're the king or you're the queen, I don't know, you're like a head of the head of parliament, you're the head of state, like you shouldn't do this, like, right? Like that's a conflict of interest. Like what's telling me, and I know they don't actually like, again, maybe it's crazy for me to say this because I know they're not actually like creating laws, like they're not, it's just like, it's a figure, but I don't know, it still seems a little like they do have like a lot of power. So what's telling me like, oh yes, let's invest on, I don't know, computer chips, and like, well, I don't know, they have power and influence. Maybe they're like, oh my god, I'm accusing them of like, of doing like, what was it called when you're like, when you're like, do you influence the market to like do something else? I know that's illegal, but again, they have the power. So I don't know, they can maybe like invest in something and then like call, I don't know, the head of the company and be like, hey, like lower the prices. I know the bonds. I don't know enough about like the stock market, but I don't know. It seems like that's what I'm going with this, is that it seems a little illegal just because they have like a lot of influence. So doesn't seem right to me that they are invested on all these kind of things and all these companies that we still don't know because it's private, but apparently they do have investments. And it's like, okay, but like what? And also I have questions. It's like, yeah, well, with that money, because I think it really does lend itself. And again, who's auditing them? Like, I'm guessing someone does this, of course, and I just do not know enough about this subject. But because if if I'm like the king, and I bought a car, or I bought, I don't know, a new residence, I bought a house in, I don't know, Tahiti, like, who's to tell me that I'm not actually like, oh no, I can argue and say like, no, that was my money, like that was my hard-earned money. But it's like, what? Well, what earned money? Like you're just paid. You're like technically. I mean, crazy, but you're technically like an employee of the people. Like you don't have like. It's not like he has another job, but apparently he can, because he can like say, no, it's my investments. Like I paid this house, and I paid this car with my investments. It's like, okay, but like, can we see them? It's like, no, that's private. It's like, okay, but who's telling me that you didn't rob these things with like our own like taxpayer like money? So it's like, okay, that's why I hope like they're being audited. And obviously like it's gotta be like more like, I don't know, there's like a loophole around this, but I'd be worried again. I'd be worried. It's like, who's to tell me that he's not earning, that he's not spending our like taxpayer money into like funding their lifestyle. Although technically it sort of is, because again, you're paying them, the taxpayers, like they're paying for their lifestyle, and in exchange they're working for the people and they work for the country. And of course they have to do all the public appearances, and of course, like I mentioned, they have to like maintain the whole like the palaces and stuff. And obviously that goes with like, we have to maintain them. We have to like pay people salaries, that people that actually work in the castle residency palace. And of course you have to like, all the travels, all the clothes, or the food, like everything, like they have to get the cars, everything, the security. All of that has to come from like the taxpayers, right? I think that's how it works, but it's like you don't care, because again, they're sort of like, you're paying them, because again, you're paying them with your money, that with the taxes, you're paying them, and exchange, like they're working for you, as in you, the people. So I think that's how it works, but that's why I don't really like the idea of them having like private stuff. It's like, I don't like this. I think that lends itself to corruption. I'm not accusing them of corruption, but I'm just saying I'd be worried about the corruption. And it's like, this seems like a potential, I don't know, potential corruption, potential, I don't know, inquiries. I don't know. It's weird, and I don't really like the idea of like I'm so upset about this. Like, you would know that I'm actually a British like person that's like paying taxes, because I'm like, I don't really like this, because again, I don't really like the idea of them, because I get if there's like a paid tour of, I don't know, Buckingham Palace, or I don't know, you can do that, right? But like, there are certain residencies in which, like, of course, like that museum, of course I don't mind paying money for, like, you give me the tour, and of course, like, that money is going to be invested in this collection and in this, and in the maintaining of this structure and this property. That's okay, that's up to, like, I like that, yeah, sure, and I think most people would agree. But what I do not like is that they own some cottages, and you can like put them on an Airbnb, and then you can just sort of like rent them. And it's like, okay, I'm renting them and I have to pay the owner, but oh, surprise, the owner is the king. It's like, why am I paying him money? I don't like this. I'm already paying for, like, with my taxes. It's like, well, no, but this is a private dealing of his. It's like, I don't like this. I don't really like this. I don't know. I wouldn't stay in one of those cottages out of the principle. I think I would, like, no, out of my principles, I wouldn't really pay you, like, because I don't really know, like, whose money, like, who are you maintaining this property, like, who bought this? And they can be like, oh, well, I inherited this from, like, my great grandfather, and it's like, yeah, sure, but where did he got the money to do this? I don't know. Like, I think it gets into this whole conflict of interest that I don't really like. And again, it's like, I wouldn't feel comfortable just like staying at an Airbnb that I know, like, the owner is the king or the prince, or I don't know, like, some member of the royal family. I don't like this. It's like, you already earned enough money. I don't like this. I'll just stay at another cottage and I will pay the money to a normal person. I don't really like it. It's like, yeah, probably, maybe it's like because of the time period, and of course, like, it didn't really used to be like that. And maybe, like, the prices have gone up. It's like, yeah, inflation has hit even them. And they're like, no, we can't maintain this on our own. So that's why we have to open up, like, certain residencies. And we have to, like, put our cottage for rent. It's like, well, find something else. Cut expenses. I don't know. I don't really like this idea. And again, it's like, I'm like, I don't know. I've gone around to being, like, they should be audited. I don't know. What's guaranteed? I don't know. I won't guarantee that they're not actually taking the money. Of course, I know realistically they're not doing this. It would be a huge scandal if they would actually, like, spend the money, that, like, taxpayers' money into, like, their own private stuff. But I don't know, because again, it seems like a weird thing. Because what happens if you want to, like, I don't know, because I'm starting to thinking, like, who's, if I'm the king, the queen, whatever, part of the royal family, and I want to go, like, I don't know, I want to grab some coffee, or I want to buy something that I liked. I don't know, I want to buy, I don't know, a bag that I like who, like, what money can I use? Like, obviously I can't use the taxpayers' money, but maybe yes, because that goes along with my funding my lifestyle. But if it's a private thing, because I'm getting coffee, or I'm just, like, buying something for myself, like, I don't know, like, which money should I use? No, it's in the private thing. Like, you should use your private account, the one that's in the one with the investments and stuff. It's like, but again, would that feel, I don't know if that's legit. It's like, I don't know, yeah, but, like, I have this investments, but, again, I'm, like, part of the royal family, so I think that would be, like, a conflict of interest. I wouldn't feel right. I don't know. I'm like, I wouldn't like this. It's like, I don't like this. Well, because of course, like, you can get a job and buy the things you want, but it's like, no, I can't get another job because I'm part of the royal family, and my job is to actually do all the things that they are telling me, like, to go to these appearances and I don't know, whatever the royal family actually does. So it's like, I can't get another job because I can't, but it's like, what happens if I want to buy my own stuff? Or maybe that's the thing. They're being audited as in, like, what kind of, like, what did you buy this month? It's like, oh my god, I know, do I have to, like, explain myself to you, like, what did I buy, like, why, what I was doing with this money? And like, yes, I used this money to do this and that, and I went to lunch and I did this. I wouldn't like that either. It's like, it's my money. Why would I have to explain myself to you? I earned it. But it's like, well, that's the thing, right? Like, you really do have to explain, because it's not, it's not a normal situation of, like, your employer just, like, gives you money, like, you have a salary, and then you don't have to, like, reply, you don't have to, like, answer to anyone. It's just my money because I earned it and I do whatever it is that I want, like, with this. So it is a crazy situation, and the more I think about it, like, the more my brain wants to, like, explode, the more questions I have. And the more crazy like the situation actually is, and I'm like, I don't know if I would like it. I don't want to be part of the royal family. I don't know, just like the money thing. I'm like, I don't know, it seems crazy. I don't know. And I'm not accusing them of anything. I'm just saying kind of weird things I just learned today because I wouldn't have thought previously they were legal. Apparently they are. So, well, I guess, I learned something new today. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.